Marcus, good to have you with us. Before we break the good news here, can you back up and tell us what happened?
You know, Todd, first of all, glad to be here. We've had a situation similar in cities across the country, Statesville, North Carolina, Morgan Hill, California, on Alaska, Wisconsin, and now we're back to Greenville, North Carolina, where the local officials are subjectively telling us that our flag is just too big. It's not a pole issue. It's not a safety issue. We comply with the FAA. If the FAA says it's not safe, we don't put one up. In this particular instance, we received a notification of a violation. I called the city myself, tried to get a hold of the planner, did not have any luck, and officially just said, listen, I appreciate the fines that you want to give us. I understand that your town doesn't love the flag as much as we love the flag. Unfortunately and respectfully, it's not coming down.
So that led to a series of fines. Where were you guys at? What, $1,100? Maybe a little bit more than that?
Yeah, I think it was around $1,000. But I think the real issue, Todd, is that we told them, you can continue to fine us every single day. And if it ends up being hundreds of thousands of dollars, we're not compromising what our beliefs are because of a simple dollar. And I think this really speaks a lot to over-regulation in business. I understand wanting to regulate things that harm consumers, that harm employees. Of course, we're fine with that. But I think about these kinds of regulations, and what I'm happy about what we're living in today versus a couple of months ago is this idea that businesses need to have belt and suspenders, just not handcuffs. And in this particular instance, telling me that my flag is too big doesn't make the city protect its consumers more, or protect its residents more. It's just a bunch of nonsense, to be honest.
Yeah, well, your tweet caught my attention on X. Here's what you posted. The flag is not coming down. Fine me all you want. So you drew a line in the sand. And Let's tell our listeners or our viewers what happened.
Well, ultimately, the city of Greenville met on Saturday, and they decided that they ultimately didn't want to deal with the resistance that was coming, I think, from even their local folks. And they acknowledged that we were able to keep the flag up. But Todd, I hate to keep going back to this same issue. The flag is a microcosm of overregulation. It's a microcosm. And I look at like what's happening out in California with SB 253 and telling me that I got to record all the miles that the golf carts drive around the parking lot, or that you know, all these crazy things that are happening. I need business to get back to basics, which is allowing companies to run their business, not hurt anybody, of course, and allow people to display their patriotism the way they see fit. And the way that we see fit is by putting up our big flag. And I don't think the size of the flag, should be something in question. And I don't think you should be telling me how to run my business.
You know, I think it was interesting. President Trump was out in California over the weekend, and that was the big concern, is the government regulations, the overreach, the red tape. And Trump says he's getting rid of all of that. What's your take as a business owner to some of the things that President Trump is trying to do?
Look, my job is to protect the RV industry and the outdoor industry. And I look at SB 253, which is a California law that requires all businesses in excess of $1 billion to start to document every single mileage that a company vehicle took, to understand that the environmental damage that's being done by a vehicle or a golf cart driving around the parking lot. And then they stepped even further and are requiring us to actually file the same type of paperwork for every other state, even though they're a state by itself. I think this regulatory process is, in my opinion, is impeding progress. It's impeding innovation, and it's impeding true capitalism, which is what I believe in. Yes, we want to protect the environment. We want to protect consumers. We want to protect employees. Nobody's against that. We also want to protect business and the innovation and our competitiveness in the marketplace.
All right. Well, Marcus, we're glad things worked out there in North Carolina. And you're absolutely right. The regulatory stuff, it's out of control. We got to leave it there. We certainly appreciate you coming on Newsmax tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. Bye-bye.